where is the line between being a superhero and being a vigilante? Because to the best of my knowledge, they are basically the same thing. Because vigilantes are like heroes, and heroes, superheroes, well, they are heroes too. So why are some people branded vigilantes and some branded superheroes? Like, what makes Superman a superhero and Daredevil a vigilante? I'd like to know. If you have the answer to that question, please comment below and let me know. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is my first video in a very long time, in about 2 months or so. And if you know me, you know that is not usual. That is not something that I do. My videos are always very consistent. But I've been very, very busy lately. I got a new job and it has been demanding. But still, I love doing this shit. And I said, I have to do it. And I saw the perfect series to talk about. And here I am. In this video, I want to talk about Daredevil Born Again. This is like a continuation. Is it a continuation? Yeah, maybe a continuation of the Netflix Daredevil that came out some years ago. If you saw that Netflix Daredevil, you know that that series was an amazing series. It was gritty, it was visceral, it was just everything. When you watch that Netflix Daredevil series, it feels like you are in that place. It feels like you are in Hell's Kitchen. If you don't know, Hell's Kitchen is where the series takes place, where Daredevil is from. And that Netflix series just captures it, the grittiness, the cinematography of it, everything is just done so well. And I love that series as much as a lot of other people do. And when I saw that there's a new Marvel series of the same Daredevil coming back, I was skeptical because I'm sure you too, you'll be skeptical. You know how Marvel does their things where they always infuse comedy in the whole thing and just water down the essence of what we love in those series. So I was a bit skeptical, but I like the series, and to some extent, I like Marvel. So let me see what they will do about it. And I decided to check it out. And man, I am just very, very grateful for the first 2 episodes. The first 2 episodes have been exciting, unpredictable, and very, very brutal. Yeah, that's the word I'm going to use, because they didn't hold any punches back. I was not expecting it. I was expecting them to marvel it up, add a lot of comedy to it, and try to tell a safe story. But no, they did not do that though. From the very first episode, from the very first like 15 minutes of the episode, a major character death happens. And I'm like, yo, okay, these people are not fucking around. And I really, really love that. I love that Marvel can just calm down from their Marvel isms and just tell a story that feels as natural as the original story felt like. The fact that this film could be very similar to how the Netflix Daredevil series was is something that immediately just stood out to me, and I really appreciated. I mean, this series is not perfect, because what is perfect these days? But still, there are a lot of things that I really like and some things that I don't like. Let me talk about one thing that I did not really like that stood out to me. It was when Daredevil was flying around like Spider-Man. Well, I think I knew he could fly around, but it surprised me. But that's not even the issue. It's the thing that when he was flying, he is flying, you call it, the way Spider-Man swings about the city. So something like that Daredevil was doing. When he was doing that, I could see the CGI, like the way it was landing and the way it was moving. It was like very, very obvious CGI. I'm like, did you people not see this thing before he released it? Like, the CGI is so obvious, and it's almost like turned me off in those moments. But there was one moment where, or the first moment where he dons his Daredevil costume and he flew about, and the CGI was just so in my face. But then when he lands and he just stands and the Daredevil music just plays, dun 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 dun. Yo, I got goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie, it felt so good to just be back in that world. I'm just so glad that Marvel held on to some things that makes this series what it is. One of the things I love about the Daredevil series that Netflix did is the way it is shot. Like I said earlier, the cinematography has this gritty feeling to it and just very, very dark. I love that about it. Another thing I love about it is the way the fight sequences are shot. There are some fight sequences that like one take. I remember one very vivid fight sequence in Daredevil, the original. I think it was like in an hallway or something, where the camera did not break. It was just Daredevil in an hallway fighting so many bad guys, being thrown into rooms and all that. And it was just one take. And if you know me, you know how much I love one take. You know I can't get enough of that shit. And I saw a one take sequence in the first 15 minutes of this series. And I was like, yo, they know what we love from that series. And they brought it back. And the one take sequence was amazing. It was very long. It starts from outside the building. They come into the building. They go upstairs. They go to the roof. And it was just amazing. I was just like, it was so good to see that, and it was just so well shot, so well choreographed. Like, do you know the amount of work that goes into making a one take sequence that long? Like, it is something that just blows my mind. If you watch it closely, you could notice where some of the cuts were, and that's something I feel like could have been better. But still, it does not affect how good the one take sequence was. It was so good and it was so engaging, and I really really loved that first 15 minutes. Like, it hooked me. I was like, yes, you had me at hello. And I loved it so much. And another part of this series where I like, because after that first 15 minutes it slowed down a little bit. It might turn some people off, but I feel like it's necessary to build the story. Then in the last minute of the second episode, something wild happens. I'm like, yo, I don't want to give spoilers, but man, when that shit happened, I literally screamed. Like, I was so surprised, and it just makes things more complicated. And I mean, what is a good series without a lot of complications? So I was so excited for that. There's so much complication and so much potential that this story has. I'm just so excited to see where they take this story. Wilson Fisk is back as the main bad guy, and this time he's the mayor. I can only see problems. And the fact that he's the mayor and he's still doing some very, very shitty things is just something that makes me excited for this bad guy, because Wilson Fisk was one of the bad guys that I really love the most in the original Daredevil series, and for them to bring him back and just still being this delinquent, I feel like delinquent itself is a good word for him. But being this bad guy is just something that I love so much. And what's this guy's name? Vincent D'Onofrio's performance of him is just like he wears the suit and he goes back to being Kingpin. And I'm so glad for it. Like, a lot of things have worked so well in this first and second episode. Yes, it could be a bit slow, and there are some new characters that you are just trying to grow or build attachments to, but still, it is still very exciting. The cinematography of this series is not as gritty as the first one, because it feels like there's more money for this one, and you could tell that they are doing a lot of things money wise, spending a lot of money on this series. For instance, with the CGI that was even very, very somehow to me, but the way it is shot, it feels different. And I don't know, it's not all that good, but it's not all that bad, because I feel like I like the grittiness that first one had. That first one had like a very, very dirty feeling, because it's basically a dirty place. It's like seeing Gotham City being told in like a very, very flashy way. No, that's not what Gotham City is. Gotham City is a very, very messy place, and you have to tell it, and you have to show the city in a very messy way with your cinematography. I feel like the cinematography in this one could be better with how they show the grittiness of it, but it's not all that terrible. And the story seems like it's going somewhere. The lore part of the story itself, I can't wait to see how they explore it, and the relationship between Fisk and Daredevil coming to an head. Like, there's just so many things that could go right with this. And knowing Marvel, there are so many things that could go wrong with it. But I choose to be hopeful, and I'm sure they will deliver. Based on these first two episodes, they've done very well, and I can't wait to see where they take the story. And if you've not seen it, you've not seen the original Daredevil, I advise you to check that shit out, because you're going to absolutely love it. But if you don't have time for it, you can check Born Again out. The first episode at least, and I'm sure you're going to like it, the way it tells the story. If you're someone that likes bang, 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 it is going to satisfy that in the very, very beginning, but then it's going to slow down a bit and tell some character-driven stories until it explodes again. But man, so far, it has been very, very good. And I can't wait to see where they take this story. I'm so excited. And if you've not seen it, you should definitely check it out. But have you seen it? Have you seen Daredevil Born Again? What do you think about it? Comment below and let me know. If this is your first time on my channel, please subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video very soon by God's grace. Cheers.